Most investors are wrong about dividend aristocrats. They think a 2% yield means you're getting 2% returns. But when a company grows its dividend by 11% every year, your yield on cost explodes. I found 5 aristocrats that are turning small investments into incredible passive income machines. If you're new here, I'm the Bold Investor, and on this channel we cut through the market noise to focus on what actually matters in investing. Today we are analyzing 5 dividend aristocrats using both discounted cash flow and dividend discount models to see which ones are worth buying and holding forever. Now, dividend aristocrats are companies that have raised their dividends every single year for over 25 years straight. These aren't just stocks with impressive dividend histories. They're businesses you can own for decades, reinvest the dividends and watch your wealth compound. And to better understand these companies, we will be using Forecaster.biz, who's also sponsoring this video. Our first dividend aristocrat is automatic data processing. Looking at our dividend dashboard, ADP offers a dividend yield of 2.5%, so shareholders can expect to receive $6.16 annually per share. A payout ratio sits at a very comfortable 60.8%, meaning ADP pays out about 61% of its earnings as dividends while keeping nearly 40% to reinvest in the business. That's a healthy balance. But here's where it gets really exciting. The annual dividend growth over the last 5 years has been 11.3%. That's exceptional. Looking at the dividend history graph, we can see this beautiful, steady climb. From less than $2 in 2015 to over $6 in 2025. That's the power of consistent dividend growth. ADP earns a dividend score of 2 out of 3. Solid but not perfect, mainly because the payout ratio is slightly above our ideal range. Now, before we look at the valuation, I want to show you why this stock could be an interesting dividend investment opportunity right now. Let's go to Forecaster, and in overview, we see this graph showing that since June 2025, the price is falling almost all the time. And the reason for it? Well, let's look at the sales. They are down from 20 billion to just 10. Net income is down even more and the PE ratio followed. But the dividend is still rising. And if we step back and look at the last 20 years, we see that it was rising no matter what happened to the stock price. So this dividend yield definitely looks like an interesting opportunity. Now let's take a look at our DCF model and 3 scenarios of possible growth. If the company would continue to grow at the same pace it did in the last decade, the intrinsic value would be around $190 to $133 with a margin of safety. If we look at the average growth of the industry, it is basically the same, but analysts actually predict a slower growth of around 5.5%, and that shows an intrinsic value of around $137 and $96 if we apply a 30% margin of safety. Now, the current price is $246, so the valuation gap is a very meaningful 51%. It looks definitely overvalued. But since it is a dividend aristocrat, we can also value it using our dividend discount model calculator. And as you can see, as long as they will keep the growth of the dividend over 7.5% annually, this looks like a good dividend investment. Now, the average growth in the last 5 years was over 11%, so it is not impossible to do. Next up is Johnson & Johnson. Looking at the dividend dashboard, it offers a dividend yield of 2.2%. Shareholders receive $5.08 annually per share. The payout ratio is 49%. That's right in our sweet spot. It's a perfect balance. The annual dividend growth is 5.5% over 5 years. Looking at the dividend history graph, we see steady, reliable growth from just below $3 in 2015 to over $5 right now. Nothing flashy, but absolutely dependable. Johnson & Johnson earns a dividend score of 2.3 out of 3. That is excellent. Now, when we look at our DCF valuation, it is a very interesting story. The average growth is just 1.6%, but industry growth is much higher at 6.8%. And analysts believe that Johnson & Johnson is going to grow at a similar pace to the industry average at 6% annually. But given the current price of $227, it still looks overvalued. So let's take a look at DDM valuation. Well, it's actually very similar at $119 per share. So even though we are getting a very nice, stable and growing dividend, this growth would have to accelerate to about 7.6% annually to look fairly priced. Now let's look at Lowe's, the home improvement retailer that's been quietly building wealth for shareholders for decades. And not only through dividends. If we go to Forecaster and look at the fundamentals, we see that they are buying back shares every year, and the shareholder yield, which basically shows the total returns from a company to shareholders, is always positive and in most years really high. Also, looking at the overview for the last 20 years, we see the stock is up over 730%, while the dividends are growing every single year. So this is a very shareholder-friendly company. I think that Forecaster's AI really gets the description of this company spot on. Let's go to full analysis and conclusion right at the end of it. Lowe's Companies Incorporated represents a high-quality, financially solid and shareholder-friendly home improvement retailer with a durable but not dominant moat and a resilient 7 to 10-year efficiency trend. Now let's take a closer look at the dividends. Lowe's offers a yield of 1.8%, so shareholders get $4.70 annually per share. That is not a high yield, but since we want to hold the stock forever, or at least for many, many years, the growth is actually the superpower here. At 16.4% over 5 years, that's remarkable. Also, the payout ratio is exceptionally low at 39%, leaving plenty of room to increase dividends even if earnings growth slows. Lowe's earns a dividend score of 2.3 out of 3. Excellent mark. Now, when we look at the DCF valuation, it is a similar story to other dividend aristocrats, around 50% overvalued if we take into account a 30% margin of safety. Now, the dividend discount model tells a completely different story. If they would cut their dividend growth rate in half from 16.4% to 8.2%, the investment would still make a lot of sense, as the intrinsic value would be around $282. And if we remember that their payout ratio is low enough to even accelerate the recent growth, it all starts to look very interesting. Now let's talk about McDonald's, one of the most recognized brands on planet Earth. The dividend dashboard shows a yield of 2.2%. Shareholders receive $7.08 annually per share. Payout ratio is 60.4%, slightly above our ideal, but still very manageable. Annual dividend growth is 7.5% over 5 years. That is a solid growth. It is also backed by a business model that's proven to work in good and bad times. McDonald's earns a dividend score of 1.7 out of 3. That is good, though the payout ratio brings it down slightly. Current price is $315. And just like every other dividend aristocrat, it is overvalued when using a DCF model. So let's also use a discounted dividend model. Well, it is okay, but not super appealing. If they would keep the recent growth of the dividend at 7.5%, it still looks a bit overvalued. Not by much, but we would prefer to see a higher intrinsic value. Finally, let's look at Target, the retail chain that managed to thrive even as many competitors have struggled. The dividend dashboard shows a generous yield of 4.3%. Shareholders receive $4.50 annually per share. That's the highest yield of all 5 companies we discussed today. Payout ratio is 54.6%. Comfortable and sustainable, but look at the dividend growth. 11.3% annually over 5 years. That's exceptional for a mature retailer. Target earns a dividend score of 2 out of 3. Very solid. And when it comes to valuation, it looks very promising. First, let's go to Forecaster and see the 20-year price history. We can see that since 2021, the price really fell down a lot, from $266 all the way to around $100 currently. But that does not mean that the stock is cheap. There can be fundamental reasons for such a change in price, or maybe it was just massively overvalued. But what is important here is the fact that sales went down in that period, but very gently. Also, net income looks much better than the stock price. And of course, dividends are doing just fine, no matter what happens to the stock price. Actually, the lower the price, the better dividend yield we are getting. And if you would like to take an advantage of all the interactive graphs, AI tools, and much more that Forecaster has to offer, then use my affiliate link in the description, enter code BOLD10 at the checkout, and get extra 10% of it. It's definitely worth it. And now let's see, is Target worth its price? Let's start with DCF valuation. If this company will grow closer to the analysts' predictions or the market average, its intrinsic value is higher than its current price, so it is undervalued. Of course, the story changes if we use the 30% margin of safety, but still, on average, the valuation gap is below 26%. So it is way cheaper than other companies we looked at today. Now, what about dividend discount model valuation? It looks like a good opportunity. Even if they would cut their dividend growth by half, it is still undervalued. So that looks very promising. And if you would like to find other investment ideas, then check out my video on 10 most owned stocks by smart money in 2026. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.